Good morning and welcome back to Pick Up the Pieces. I'm Stacy and we're in the pickup kitchen this morning and we are going to make some beef short ribs in the Instant Pot. This is a recipe that is sort of near and dear to us as it is the very first thing that I ever made for my husband the first time I cooked for him. And so we absolutely love making short ribs in the Instant Pot. They come out very tender and delicious, and I'm going to make a huge batch of them today and bring half of them to my parents, and we're going to enjoy the other half for dinner tonight with some roasted potatoes and salad. So first I'm going to get the short ribs going. There's so many of them and we bought a ton of them. There was a really good deal at Aldi on them and they look beautiful, but we're gonna have to make 2 batches of this. My Instant Pot is pretty big, but it's not big enough for all 16 of these short ribs. So I am going to get this going because I have to do it twice today. So we are going to put a little bit of oil in the bottom of our Instant Pot. And I will link this recipe in the description box for all of you. The first step is to saute vegetables for a few minutes. And so all I have here is carrots, celery, and onions cut into relatively large chunks. I would say large bite-sized pieces. And that is going to go in my Instant Pot on the saute setting. If you don't have a saute setting on your Instant Pot, you could do this in just a Dutch oven and then transfer it into your Instant Pot. But hopefully your Instant Pot has the saute setting and you can do this. While those are sauteing, I'm going to season the one side of my short ribs with salt and pepper. Now, eventually all sides of my short ribs will get seasoned, but for right now, I'm just going to do this side. And then when I put them in to sear them in the Instant Pot, I will season the unseasoned sides at that time. So we're just doing salt and pepper. And this is pink salt and black pepper. So that side is seasoned nicely, and I am just going to get these vegetables moving a little bit. It just says to saute them for a few minutes, and you want them to get a little bit of a sear on them for flavor. So we're just going to let these hang out here in the Instant Pot, develop a little bit of color, a little bit of browning, and then we'll be adding garlic in. We've got 6 cloves of garlic that are just cut in half, and that will go in next. After these vegetables are sauteed, we're going to remove them from the pan and we're going to sear half of our short ribs, and then we will cook those and I'll show you how to do that. I am going to season my veggies with just a little bit of salt and pepper. We do have some dried seasonings that are going to go in here later on. We've got thyme, oregano, we have some more pepper, some parsley flakes, some bay leaves, and that's going to go in later on. But for now, I'm just adding a little bit of salt and pepper to my veggies to add some layers of flavor here. The onions are starting to get a little bit caramelized, but I'm going to let this go a little bit longer because I do want a little bit of color on these for some flavor. So our 2 celery stalks, 1 carrot, and 2 very small onions have a little bit of color on them. I'm just going to add our garlic now. Again, this is just 6 whole cloves of garlic that have just been cut in half. You don't want these to be diced up because you don't want them to burn. So we just want to activate the flavor in the garlic, maybe get a little bit of color on it, but we don't want this to burn. And the Instant Pot does a very good job of searing things. However, you really can't adjust the heat in your Instant Pot. So when you are using it to sear vegetables or meat, you want to just keep a close eye on it that nothing is burning. Okay, so our vegetables have a nice sear on them, and I am gonna get them out of the Instant Pot. So then we can start searing our meat. Now, I have made several recipes on the channel where I don't sear the meat ahead of time. I just, put it in the pan or the baking dish or whatever, and I don't sear it. This is one of those recipes where searing is critical to the flavor of your finished meal. So you absolutely do not want to skip this step. These need to get seared so that they will have the best flavor. So I'm putting my short ribs in to sear, season side down. And you don't want to overcrowd your Instant Pot because you want the meat to sear. You don't want it just to steam. And now I'm going to season the other side of the rib that I did not season because it was on the other side of the plate. So I have 5 ribs in there right now, and I'm just going to leave them alone on the one side to get them to start searing. I will start like flipping and turning them. Now, as you can see, a short rib has multiple sides. So you're going to sear your short ribs on the top, the bottom, and all 4 sides when you do this. So you really want to take your time and you want to keep track and make sure that you're searing all the sides of the meat. It does take a little bit of time, but in this particular recipe, it's absolutely worth the effort to do this. Because it does develop a good crust and a lot of flavor, and this is absolutely an important step. So now on the one side I do have a good sear, so I'm going to turn these. And any of the sides that now are exposed that I didn't season the first time around, I'm going to season. So eventually all 6 sides of each rib will be seared, and they will also be seasoned as well. Oh, that's a bit of onion. I didn't know what it was. So now the next side is seared, so I'm just flipping and just making sure that each side gets nicely seared. Now this is not by any means cooking the meat all the way through. You are just browning each side. And there's no such thing as too much pepper on these ribs. Pepper is absolutely delicious. If you are watching your sodium, you obviously want to make sure that you're not over salting. We are adding some red wine, balsamic vinegar, and beef stock to the recipe with some tomato paste. My beef stock that I'm adding is homemade, home-canned beef stock or beef bone broth that I made yesterday. So I know that I've added no salt to that, so I'm just making sure to season my meat so that it isn't bland. Now as these start to sear, they do shrink a little bit. And obviously when you're searing them on the short sides, it frees up a little room in your Instant Pot to add more. So I am taking advantage of the surface area of this Instant Pot when I can, and of course not overcrowding it because I don't want them to steam. I would give it a good 2 minutes or so on each side, something like that. As long as you are noticing that you're getting some browning, then you're good to flip it. But if it's not brown enough, then you want to wait. So this is not brown enough yet, so I'm just going to let that continue to brown. And I want to see some good color and caramelization before I flip it. And if your meat at any point is sticking to the bottom of the Instant Pot, that means it is not ready to flip. Just leave it alone, and it will release on its own when it's ready. So that is good color, so I'm flipping this one. And once these are seared on all sides, I'm going to move them to a clean plate because I am going to then be adding other ingredients to the Instant Pot before I add them back in and turn it on. Our short ribs are now seared. It took about 35 minutes to do that. And I am now going to add my seasonings to wake them up a little bit in the bottom of the pan with some tomato paste. Now, I dumped some of the fat that was in this Instant Pot out. There was quite a bit of fat in the bottom, and I really didn't want that to end up in my finished dish. So this is a 6-ounce can of tomato paste, and I've got my parsley, my bay leaves, my oregano, my thyme, and a little pepper. And I'm just waking up my seasonings and warming up my tomato paste in the bottom of this Instant Pot. And it's got some nice bits on the bottom of it from the searing of the meat. And we're going to deglaze that with some red wine. So I have a cup of red wine that's going in now. So now I'm just using my spatula here to scrape at the bottom of this Instant Pot all those delicious caramelized bits of salt and pepper and meat fat and meat juices at the bottom of the Instant Pot. Add amazing flavor to this, and when you add in that wine and you scrape a bit, you kind of clean up the bottom of your Instant Pot, but you incorporate all those delicious caramelized bits into your sauce. And I wonder if you can see how delicious that looks. It looks fantastic, and it's starting to bubble a little bit. So now I know that that wine is starting to kind of cook. If you didn't want to use wine, you could just use extra beef stock. You don't have to use alcohol in your cooking if you don't want to, but I do love the flavor of it, and I do know that it cooks off. So I'm just letting that simmer a little bit so that some of the alcohol can cook off. And then I'm adding the vegetables back, but I also need to add my beef stock, balsamic vinegar, so I'm going to do that now. So 2 cups of homemade beef broth, and then I have a 1/4 cup here of a really good balsamic vinegar. And so again, going to just mix that up, and because the Instant Pot is still on the saute setting, it is going to come to a simmer probably pretty quickly because this Instant Pot gets very hot. Now, I know that it took me 35 minutes to sear these ribs because the Instant Pot, when you put it on the saute setting, will stay at that setting for 30 minutes and then it turns itself off. So I was almost done sauteing my ribs and then it turned itself off, so I know it took about 35 minutes to do that. So now the rest of our liquids are in there and smelling delicious, and I'm going to add my vegetables back in. So my sauteed onions and celery and carrot, and their juices are going back in there. And now half of my ribs are going to go in here and are going to cook. Like I said, we're feeding us and we're feeding my parents, and I can't fit all of these in the Instant Pot at once without possibly compromising how well it might seal. So we're going to do 2 separate batches today. And so I want to make sure I have everything in there. So we have our wine, our vegetables, our beef stock, balsamic vinegar, tomato paste, our seasonings. The bay leaves are in there. All right, so I'm just going to add back these seared ribs. Of course, they are not completely cooked through. They're just browned. They're not crazy hot, which is why I'm able to handle them. And as long as everything is below that max fill line, you should be good to seal it. Now I'm going to move this to the other counter because I have some more cooking here to do and I don't want this to be in my way while I'm trying to do the rest of my cooking for this meal. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and when this is done, I will show you what it looks like. Our beef short ribs and our roasted potatoes are ready, so we're about to sit down for dinner. So I wanted to show you how they turned out. They're just like fall apart tender, which is exactly what you want. Then we took the sauce from the Instant Pot and we put that like in a saucepan and we thickened it with a mixture of flour and water. So this is sort of like what the bottom of the Instant Pot looked like when we got our meat out. And as you can tell, literally these ribs just fall right off the bone. But we took some of this liquid out, put it in a saucepan, we added a mixture of flour and water, we thickened it. So now we have like this nice thick like kind of gravy or sauce to go with it. And like I said, we roasted some potatoes. So I'll give this a taste and I'll let you know what I think. That came out so good. Short ribs are a really rich meat. They're very fatty and they're very rich, but if you don't cook them properly, then they're very tough. These came out very tender, really delicious, and that reduced sauce from the Instant Pot just came out great as well. I'm gonna try a roasted potato. All I did here was toss some baby potatoes with a little bit of olive oil. I added just this seasoning that we get from a local vendor. He's a spice vendor. I'll try to link it in the description for you. But we've seen him at sort of like our county fair and at like, you know, at craft shows and stuff like that. And he's got all different seasonings and spices and stuff. And he's got one specific for potatoes and it's great. So these came out great. The outer part of the potatoes, a little bit crispy, and the inside is just fluffy and soft. And this came out great. So I'm going to enjoy my dinner with my family. I wanted to thank you for joining us in the Pickup Kitchen today. I'm so grateful that you have been here and have been enjoying these videos. If you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Good night.